For today's cup of coffee, we're going to have some suggestions for those that are Art Bell fans. And
Yes.
who is not?
If you are not an Art Bell fan, what are you doing?
And what are you doing here?
Yeah.
Because Art Bell was the one that has inspired many of us as far as quests, paranormal and supernatural, UFOs, cryptids, all that good stuff that we do. Mm-hmm. Even as far as weird.
Yes.
And I know that that's what he's known best for. And he had a slight rant on one of his programs about him doing other things than just paranormal.
Uh-huh.
And no one gives a shit about when he interviewed a country music star or about him discussing the news.
He interviewed a country music star?
Yeah, apparently he did, but he was in radio for like 20, 30 years, something like that.
I'm sure he's interviewed multiple people.
Right. But he was one of the first that was willing to discuss
people were watching
publicly the paranormal.
Yeah, people were listening to him for the paranormal shit, not for celebrities.
Right. And he would...
Maybe celebrities in the paranormal world?
Well, maybe. That's true. Ghost of Elvis, featured at 11. But he would... It's interesting. He didn't go...
Like paranormal investigators, famous paranormal investigators.
That's true. That's true.
The person who got abducted by aliens.
Oh, there's...
Famous.
Yeah. He actually gave... a voice to many of the people, be it Travis Walton or Madman Markham, who was great. Mm-hmm. He was this young man that had allegedly created this time machine.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then the legend of Mel's Hole, which was that bottomless pit that the government stole their land. Yeah.
The fuck?
And then you had the whole alien in the freezer thing. Just classic stuff that inspired generations.
I feel like that alien in the freezer was a troll.
It was. Well, I don't know that it was necessarily a troll. Art Bell was a showman. And I think that he was in radio, 30, 40 years, something like that.
Uh-huh.
So he knew what it took to entertain an audience. And I don't know that he ever realized how, famous and or infamous that he would become.
Mm-hmm. He was more so infamous than...
Well, no,
I think he was both, actually.
Those of us that adore him just adore him.
Yeah.
And he really tried not to go on these political rants, but every now and then he would go on these political rants, and I'm thinking, Art, honey, if you could see today, would some of your views change drastically?
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
And
they
even
probably would, honestly.
He was very much about the climate change, and I'm like, dude, as many people as you have talked to. Now, I don't know that he ever talked to Dane Wigington.
Who's that?
Dane Wigington has been around for a while, and he has been warning people about the controlled climate. Mm-hmm. As far as HAARP, he has said that some of those wildfires that are uncontrollable out there in California from time to time, that comes from chemtrails and the different things that they are spraying that land on the trees, and you basically can't extinguish it.
Yeah. And
there were actually these weird laser beam looking things that people had videoed before the massive California wildfires. I can't remember if that was last year or the year before. Mm-hmm. But I think he would have enjoyed Dane Wigington. But that was one of his big things of, the climate change, and this is going on, and that's going on. And there were times that I'm like, Art, honey, are you disinformation? It made you wonder.
Sometimes, yeah. It really did make you wonder, but I think he he's just a fallible human being.
Well,
That's just what it is.
Sure. And in some of the later shows and stuff, you could almost spot the shows where he was doing a little bit of the nose candy. Because he was a little bit manic from time to time, and it's like, damn, dude.
It's cracked out.
Yeah. Because for the most part, he would ask questions. He would interact with, whoever he was interviewing. He would allow them to express their opinion, and he would listen. He would listen attentively, and then he would ask questions and everything like that. But now, if he was a little not himself, you could tell it.
Yeah.
And I can go back and it's like, yeah, we can tell he's a little manic on this one. But
a little coke the fuck up. There's a song that's literally called "Coke the Fuck Up."
Eric Clapton's "Cocaine." That's classic, just classic.
I think it's.
No, we are not telling people to use substances of any kind.
I think
Make a disclaimer.
I think that was an Aisha erotica song.
Okay, that has nothing to do with Art Bell.
No, but the same thing.
Yes, well, sort of, kind of. Anyhow, he interviewed some really great people. There was the falling out to where he was no longer on Coast to Coast AM. Art Bell was Coast to Coast AM.
He was. He made that. He made Coast to Coast.
George Norrie, and I actually did.
He is not the same.
No, not at all. And I had subscribed because first I thought maybe it's just me because I liked Art. Maybe let's give him another chance.
No, he's not the same. He does not have the same personality, and he is not as
he interviews
responsive.
Some people that I don't know that most of his shows are either stupid, they're infomercials. He has got people that is overtly political on some of these things. And if I wanted to listen to politics, I can turn on Alex Jones and hear it done right.
He's too political.
Yeah. And
he doesn't go
it's
into
pointless.
paranormal enough.
No, he really doesn't.
He doesn't go deep enough.
He just, so I didn't even make it a year with a subscription. Not even. So anyhow, Art Bell had other endeavors. One of them was Dreamland. Another one was Midnight in the Desert. I'm trying to find what the Area 2000 was another one. Mm-hmm. And there are some places that you can find these things and listen to them.
Yeah.
It doesn't just have to be yesteryear.
Yeah.
You can make it today.
And they're right here on YouTube or wherever.
Yeah. Yeah, you've got a couple of really good channels. One of them is Art Bell on Periscope.
Ooh.
And great. I mean,
yeah.
And they have got
I'm subscribed to that channel.
Yeah. They have got a lot of the different ones. The Bigfoot Discovery Museum. I don't want to see that.
Don't fall asleep to certain episodes.
Yeah. Be careful what you're watching on some of these. They did have one of the 12-hour or whatever about Father Malachi Martin. And I had listened to it, but now the audio quality was not that great because I think whoever has this channel may be recording old tapes or whatever when the show originally aired.
Yeah, so that's probably as best as they could get.
Yeah. So, but that disappeared. I don't know why. I don't know.
Copyright, probably. Because Coast to Coast owns the rights.
It wasn't Coast to Coast at that point.
Really?
No, it was one of the other ones. That doesn't mean that they didn't have some kind of bullshit copyright something on it. But the links to these will be in the description box because I want people to go and look at these channels. A newer channel is called A Different View.
Ooh. Is that on?
It is on YouTube.
Okay.
And this is, like I said, it's a newer channel. Dude needs subscribers. If you do go there and subscribe, tell him that Morlanda sent you. He's got a different stock of videos. And he does have some of those nice 11, 12-hour ones, because I'm not the only one that enjoys sleeping to Art Bell shows. I'm not the only one.
I don't mind
It
sleeping
gave me
to it, but
validation.
that one, I no.
You had nightmares.
I will not. That was the worst night's sleep.
The worst one I had was waking up to
fam.
the Bigfoot yowls.
I ain't doing that shit no more.
Yeah, no, I don't. God help that when I did it, that was like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. Woke up and it's like, it was like, oh shit.
You're hearing goblin noises.
But they had lots of other stuff. The interview with Travis Walton is great. Stephen Greer, I had listened to part of what he had said on Art, I don't know, a week or so ago. And I'm like, And Kid and I'm like, okay, let's give him another shot. And so he had made a movie. It's been on, what was it, on something. It was on something.
Shudder?
No, it wasn't Shudder. It was Amazon Prime or something.
Full Moon.
No, it wasn't Full Moon. It didn't rate high enough to be on Full Moon.
They're high rated?
Yeah. Well, compared to this, yes. And I tried to listen to the man, and I'm like, he is so full of shit. I mean, he truly is disinformation.
Is the toilet jealous?
And I think he's a whole lot New World Order.
Probably.
And so,
honestly, though, that wouldn't be surprising, because there are so many people out there trying to support that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if you go and listen to what the man is saying, and it was the same when Art interviewed him back whenever. A lot of these things are from the 90s. Like I said, the Midnight in the Desert, those are really good. Give these guys some credit, because it takes a lot to upload these. Now, Art Bell on Periscope is a channel that's been there for quite a few years.
Uh-huh.
And this other one, A Different View, I wish them well, because for whatever reason, ever so often, YouTube will yeet the Art Bell programs. Don't know why. Now,
it probably has to do with copyright or something, honestly.
There might be some other channels out there, and, if you know of them, put that in the comment section so we can give these folks a shout out.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't want to fool with the U of Tube, then you can go to, it's called Art Bell Tape Vault. They're on Spotify. Now that you got to go to that, because some of the other ones, it's like Art Bell, and it's like, that's it. That's all it's called. There's no subscribers. There's no playlist. There's nothing. Which I'm like, why? Why does it even exist? It's
just there to frustrate you.
Yeah, it's an empty folder. And then you can actually go, it's called archive.org, and Art Bell and Coast to Coast AM shows. So that's pretty cool that you can go through there. And they're just audio files, but that's all it was. Anyhow, it was just audio files.
That's how I got all the Unis Honest episodes. Mm-hmm. It was archive.org.
Mm-hmm. Because that's some good stuff.
Yeah.
Not everything. Now, there's some things that it's okay if it goes down the memory hole, but others, no, you want to hang on to some of those.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
support archive.org.
Yeah. Yeah, I do support those folks also. Lots of good stuff. It's really hard to, put everything that the man did, because, my God, again,
he did
with
so much.
20, 30 years worth.
I mean, that's hard to keep track. You can't keep track of everything. Shit's bound to get lost somewhere.
Well, he's broadcasting 5, sometimes 6 nights a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's shit time for God knows how many hours.
Absolutely. And everybody's got their favorites that they enjoyed and stuff. And that's why I'm glad I have options to go back. Some of these folks that I'm not familiar with, check out what they had to say. Yeah.
Yep.
It's interesting when you listen to the people that had made predictions. And some of them had made predictions that were supposed to come to pass in 1995, before the year 2000. Oh my God, there was so much stuff that was told about the year 2000.
Yeah, the Y2K bug.
It was crazy.
The Y2K scare.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody freaking out, thinking everything's going to shut down. The world's going to end because computers are going to go back to 1865.
But I would tell you, I was sitting right there in the radio station where
Some
I
computers
worked
apparently did mess up.
at midnight that night to make sure that our system didn't go crazy, which it didn't.
Well, some computers that were older, yeah, they did have a bug that did that, but it wasn't. Most computers updated so that it wouldn't.
Well, it was sort of like the odometer on the Getomobile.
Yeah.
It kept rolling, but it just didn't continue to turn over. That was it.
Yeah.
It was a big nothing.
Yeah.
Except that people tried to make it into a big something.
It's literally no reason to be scared at all.
So, but the backdrop is the book that Art Bell wrote, which was called The Quickening. And I need to go back. I know, it was just his observations. And he had a lot of observations about what was going on. Some of them he was correct about. Some of it he was not correct about. If you want to know about this climate stuff that's going on, check out Tony Heller's channel. Don't look for it on YouTube's because they yeeted him some time back. Go to BitChute. I don't know if he's on Rumble or if he's on Odyssey. I don't think he is. He was...
I ain't on Rumble.
He was
I ain't on Odyssey, sorry.
He was doing something on one of these very obscure alternative platforms. I went there like once or twice, and it was just like, yeah, nobody's going here. So
the only times I look at Rumble and Odyssey is like when I'm poking at your screen.
Well, that's because Rumble and there was still something I'm like, I don't know that I trust them fully because they got big so fast. But now they have taken a lot of people that have been yeeted off of the YouTube. So I will support them.
How come BitChute never kicked up like that? Probably, actually, I know very well why. I know very much why BitChute never shot into popularity like YouTube, like Rumble did.
Well, I think that because BitChute is a smaller company, I really think they are. They don't have the capability of doing live streaming. And as far as freedom of speech, oh yeah, it's wide open. It's wild west there.
The floodgates are open.
Yeah. And you get some good people, and then you get some people that's angry, and you've got somebody that just wants to shit post and take out their frustrations on somebody else, and they calling people ugly names. It's old school like internet.
Kind of like Twitter.
Yeah. Yeah. And I've never understood why somebody would subscribe to a channel just so that they can go and make other people feel bad.
Oh, people hate watch all the time.
Why do they do that?
You ask me.
Why don't they go learn to knit?
I don't know. I was watching the lady at the front desk today crochet.
Yeah. Well, that's a good thing. But just something for you all to do over the weekends. Go and check out. If you're new to Art Bell, if you're one of the younger viewers and you're not familiar with him, go and familiarize yourself.
Yes. Because
to some of us, he's sort of, I don't want to say a hero, but kind of sort of. He was an icon. He was a trailblazer for the paranormal community and the UFO community.
He's a paranormal icon.
That he took these things seriously instead of just rebuffing and mocking people.
Yeah.
Cool stuff.
Yep.
So, if you've had experiences with the paranormal or supernatural, encounters with UFOs, aliens, cryptids, like I said, favorite Art Bell episodes, put that in the comment section. You can email us cupofcoffeewithscream@gmail.com. Yeah.
Yeah, and if you like this video, don't forget to like, share, comment, and most of all, subscribe and click that notification button for daily notifications of our daily uploads. Thank you all and have a good.
Know that you're loved.
Yes.
Yeah. And Lord willing, we'll see you on the next cut.
And I appreciate all of y'all that are praying for me.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Thank you all.
Very much love to you guys. And we ain't afraid to ask for prayer. And we certainly are willing to give prayer. It's what's getting us all through.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, know that you're loved, and we'll see you on the next cut.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.